Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, it's Megan Ross here bringing you Smackdown's review this week. So we're going to dive straight into it because there is a lot to unpack this episode. It was a pretty hefty episode. So the show opens with Jey Uso walking into the stadium with a lot of backstage crowd screaming and shouting because it is the continuation of seeing if Roman Reigns will accept Jey's challenge or what carries on from this from the week prior. We then go to Bianca Belair is in the ring about to do a promo, and she talks about how she's been patient and how, you know, good things come to those who wait, but it gets really tiring the more and more you wait for something you really desperately want, and states that tonight is her night and she is finally going to get what she deserved from ages ago, and said vengeance is sweet when it comes. And she said she's going to hit a KOD on Asuka and it's going to be an easy 1, 2, 3 walk out as champion. Charlotte walks out with the interruption and she states, "Wow, you're in Flair country," but says, "I want you to win, Bianca, because I feel like it'd be a good match, Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam." Which I was like, okay, y'all are getting a bit ahead of yourself. Asuka's not even came out or defended herself, so I guess she's just going to let the match talk for itself. And yeah, basically Bianca Belair was like, if I beat Asuka, sure, let's have a match at SummerSlam, and they shake hands on it. We kind of also had Charlotte Flair acknowledge that she kind of botched the whole Asuka and her, like, calling out the belts because she pointed at the Raw belt that was on the table when Asuka had the new belt, and she meant to point at the new belt. So she kind of made it very much aware, was like, yeah, I'm going for that WWE Women's Championship now. Which was quite interesting that they did it that way. We then get a huge Fatal 4 match announced, and for me this was one of the strongest matches of the episode. We get Butch, Santos Escobar, AJ Styles and Grayson Waller, and I think that is an awesome match for a lot of the new contenders of SmackDown and a lot of the new talents going up. This is an invitational for a chance at the United States belt against Austin Theory. We get a quick backstage segment of Butch, Rich Holland and Sheamus chanting, being like, it's fight night, we've got it planned, it's going to be a good day for the boys. And they all walk out. You've got a very interesting Sheamus and Ridge going down to fight Pretty Deadly. Before the bell kind of even really rings, you see Sheamus is raring to go, and he does, and you see Kit Wilson get thrown in because Elton Prince has slided out of the ring. Elton Prince was to start the match. Kit Wilson is thrown immediately in by Sheamus, and Sheamus just starts beating the heck out of him. And they quickly shouting, but Kit isn't the legal man. He's not the legal man. Very making it apparent that Elton Prince could come in and jump Sheamus at any point. But Sheamus didn't care. He just kept going for him, and I thought it was very interesting. A lot of back and forth. Did a double senton, rolling senton, which was really cool. And then a very quick tag to Ridge. And Ridge started getting the momentum going, but then Pretty Deadly were like, no, our turn. Kept holding him into the corner, doing very quick hot tags into combinations. Lot of really crazy hits. And basically, Ridge got his momentum back when he did a double backdrop onto Pretty Deadly, which I thought was awesome. And then quick tag to Sheamus. The pair of them look at each other and go, yeah, let's do it. You've got Ridge holding Kit Wilson and Sheamus with Elton Prince, and they go 10 beat to the barrel, and Ridge is doing it on the top turnbuckle, slamming down, and Sheamus is doing it his standard famous way of doing it. It was very weird because we had then a cut to a commercial break, and out of nowhere Pretty Deadly are now back in the ring dominating against Sheamus and Ridge. So we had that no picture in picture, and we just kind of had to take that part in. So it's like, okay, but Pretty Deadly just had like their chests caved in. So what's going on there? Either way, the match goes back and forth. Sheamus hit a really interesting running uppercut onto Elton. I'm just catching my notes. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 moments because there is a lot of notes I write here. Sheamus did a beautiful pop-up knee as well, which I thought was super clean. Really nice way of doing it. Ridge came in with the hot tag after that to do the cleaner on Pretty Deadly. Just throwing them into each other at one point, which I thought was awesome. Ridge really coming across dominant and strong again. And then Prince then took an opportunity after a near pinfall to expose the turnbuckle. And I thought this was an interesting spot because we don't kind of like seeing exposed turnbuckles. And it was like, where is this going? To when Ridge went to go for them, Ridge is hit straight in the throat on the turnbuckle, which is played into last week's storyline of Solo Sikoa. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting choice. And then they go for Elton Prince top rope, leg drop straight onto Ridge's neck, and the 1-2-3 count. So Pretty Deadly still getting the win. I wasn't crazy about this, but I understood why they're still pushing Pretty Deadly, and like the Brawling Brutes being this kind of babyface team that they like to fight, they know they can fight, but they are kind of getting cheated out of a fair fight, is coming across pretty like stale. It's like I want Brawling Brutes to get that kind of sweet revenge, but later on in the episode it kind of redeems itself for what potentially could happen now. We've got a backstage segment very quickly with Grayson Waller talking about how he's already got nearly a championship opportunity, and he's like, I'm not really surprised. If you look at what I did as my debut, I main evented in Madison Square Garden against Edge. I've got loads of people talking about me. Even The Rock, he's watching his family implode on the screen, but he's still worried about Grayson Waller. If he wants to carry on getting the Grayson Waller effect and getting the rub and the like viewership I have, he knows where to find me. And I thought that was a very interesting little throwaway there. Is like, is Grayson Waller trying to bring The Rock involved into the bloodline and his own story? Because I don't think The Rock's going to get involved. I genuinely don't. But it was cool to see. I liked this kind of like cockiness that Grayson Waller had of like, look, I swam, I went against Edge. Yeah, I lost, but still, like, all of them were shocked how good I did. And yeah, I was here for this. So Grayson Waller is in this Fatal 4-Way match. Indefinite now. And he's added a promo to go alongside it. Which I thought, yeah, cool. We go Zelina Vega versus Bayley. Very interestingly, when Bayley was walking out, she is carrying the lock of Shotzi's hair that she cut on the Smackdown just before Money in the Bank. Still playing into that storyline of how she bullied and got into the mind of Shotzi and like made her upset. As soon as bell rings, Bayley's rushed Zelina Vega, got him very strong, goes to throw her outside of the ring, and then also hits her on the announce table a couple times, like slamming her back into it. They're just trying to get very, like, a lot of aggression. As soon as they start getting back towards the ring, Zelina Vega gets the opportunity to hit a Meteora on Bayley. A lot of back and forth, and then the really interesting bit, Zelina Vega got a flip-flop out. I know it's like Puerto Rican culture and like a running thing, like a running joke of like, they'll beat you with a sandal. I don't know what they call it in Puerto Rico. Well, Spanish, the language, that, or is it Mexican? Quote me in this in the comments, like, correct me, because I'm not very cultural geography-wise, but I know they did this whole slip a bit, flip-flop thing, and she kept beating her, and I'm like, isn't that technically a legal weapon? Shouldn't Zelina Vega be disqualified for that? But they didn't. But really interesting part, for me being an anime nerd, they spoke about Zelina Vega's Demon Slayer tattoo, where she has Set Your Heart Ablaze tattooed on her arm. And Michael Cole tried to say Rengoku, but he said it really bad. He was like Rengoku. And then you had Wade Barrett correct him as like, yo, don't try and be the cool guy. It's a Rengoku tattoo. It's a Rengoku quote from the anime Demon Slayer. And I'm just like, wait, knows Demon Slayer? What? What's going on? Why are they making it apparent? Why are they plugging Demon Slayer again? I'm like, I'm here for it, but it was crazy. And then, yeah, but Bailey quickly got the revenge when she got to the other side, getting the distraction, the ref trying to have a conversation with them. Bailey gets a quick uppercut, gets in the ring, gets a quick roll up, and gets the 1-2-3 pin. I hate that they keep doing these throwaway matches of Selena Vega. I know they're trying to build her as this. She keeps being underestimated, and she really does really cool spots and things like that. But you kind of are just making her look weak now, and also the women's matches don't need to be this short. I understand TV time and you have a fatal 4-way coming up, but you really cut that match short. I was like, cool, let's see where this goes, because the way they cut it short, I was like, there's got to be something going on. And it did. We turn into a really awesome Shotzi promo where she's stating she's in control, she's not scared, and I'm going to show you how true chaotic I am. You could see a bit of the hair that has been cut from when the girls like Bailey and Io did cut Shotzi's hair, and she just drags a shaver across the floor and says, do you want to really see how chaotic I can be? I'm not scared, I'm in control. And she just starts shaving away her hair. The beautiful side of this, it was dedicated to her sister, who is currently going through a very horrible thing of cancer and going through that chemo, and she tweeted after stating like, this is for you. So she dedicated to shaving off all her hair in respect of her sister, but made it work into the storyline, and I thought that was beautiful. And we wish that the chemo goes all okay for her sister and wishes a speedy recovery. Shotzi has gone through a lot, and it's great to see that she can still be passionate on the screen, especially with dealing with a lot of what she's gone through this past year. To lighten that situation as well, we quickly go to the big hype storyline that they wanted to do in that SmackDown. They go straight to Jey Uso, wanted to hear the response from Roman. He walks out, he's like, accept the challenge, come on, like, let me hear you say it, accept it, come out. But you could tell Jey didn't look good. He looked distressed. He looked stressed out about all of it. So it could be worse for Jimmy than we thought. Jey starts going, when we were kids, me and my brother, we were inseparable. We were glued to the hip. And if he was happy, I was happy. If I was sad, he was sad. Same way. If he was sad, I was sad. And then just starts talking about like how they shared the same emotions, shared the same feelings, and then literally states, and if he's hurt, I'm hurt too, but I never thought he'd be hurt by my own family. And he proper kicks off, getting really emotional about it, and says like, look, I respect the family, I respect the culture, my fathers, my granddads, my aunts, my uncles, my brothers and sisters, my cousins, but the only person I don't respect is Roman Reigns, and I'm gonna completely disrespect you. And I was like, awesome, he's going for a hard promo, and he's hitting hard with the family, and it was really cool to see that. And then we got into this whole shouting about Solo. It was like, hey yo Solo, I'll spank you again like I did last week, little brother. And then he shouts, Paul Heyman, you've been puppeteering my family for about the past 40 years now. That all starts with me. And I was like, okay, perfect promo. He's going for everyone. He's making everyone on blast from when he was fighting them last week. And I was here for it. Paul Heyman then comes out, speaking that next week they are going to go back to a very old tradition. Him and Roman are going to stand face to face and speak the rules of engagement. This is calling back to the very much Samoan culture and how they are doing trial by combat now. Paul Heyman starts to carry on manipulating Jey, saying you don't realise it, but you're becoming more and more like a tribal chief every day. But you haven't got the responsibility, you haven't got the self-awareness to be the tribal chief, you can't take on all the responsibilities of everyone, you caused this, Jimmy's in the hospital because of you, and start shouting, hey Jimmy, do you know why you're in the hospital? It's because of Jay. And then start saying no one will forgive him, states that Jay's father, Jay's mother won't forgive him, saying all the ancestors won't forgive him. Paul Heyman was like, I loved you guys, but I won't forgive you. And then he looks like he's going to say something, and Solo goes, give me the mic. Which Paul Heyman reluctantly gives Solo the mic, and freaking awesome from Solo to get some mic time, because this man can actually cut a promo. He can cut a promo, and it was cool to see. He just walked up and went, you know, what happened with Jimmy was on you, but I ain't ever going to forgive you either, and just stared him down and threw the mic away, to the point where Jay was like, nope, I'm going to fight. They go back and forth, throwing a lot of hands very fast. Jay throws him out of the ring with a super kick to push him out, and then you see Paul Heyman stood there in the corner panicking. Jay's laughing about it, trying to creep up to Paul Heyman to kind of like install that fear. Is he going to do it? Is he going to kick him or not? Solo comes back, quickly gets Jay away from it, goes for the solo spike, but Samoan spike, sorry, not solo spike. That should be its new name, solo spike. But no, the Samoan spike, but Jay luckily reversed this. And out of nowhere, you see Paul Heyman trying to slide in with a chair to give to Solo, and Jay went, nope, super kicked Paul Heyman. And audibly, when I saw that moment, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. This is crazy that they've done this kick and this spot. And then Jay picked up the chair, constantly smacking down Solo and getting both Paul Heyman and Solo out of the ring, and he just stares them down. Crowd gives a massive cheer as he holds the chair up high, so everyone's now backing Jay. Another interesting note to state, when he was talking about the promo about like how he's going to disrespect Roman Reigns, he was like, you are looking at a new tribal chief. He's stood in the middle of the ring and his name is Main Event Jay. I thought that was such a cool little nod, and they really are playing into who's the actual tribal chief now. So what if this has been Roman and Paul Heyman's plan all along to make Jay become the new tribal chief, even though they're trying to fight Roman and Paul right now? Who knows? This is a very interesting story, and we will see where it pans out with next week. We now have Austin Theory walk out with the A-Town down, going to watch the Fatal 4 match and come on commentary. He doesn't give a lot to the commentary, but he's still there. Very much aggressive to Michael Cole, just being like, yo, shut your damn mouth, don't disrespect me. It'll be really awkward when you can't commentate when your jaw's glued back together in hospital if you carry on talking with disrespect to me. I was like, damn, he's really going harsh. But yeah, commercial break happens. Then all four competitors are in the ring. We start very strong. Grayson throwing Butch out of the ring very quickly. Then AJ going for a flying forearm straight away to Grayson as well. Butch drop kicking AJ when he gets back in to stop the pin that AJ had. Santos doing a Hurricane Rana, and what was really interesting about it is when he did the Hurricane Rana onto Butch, AJ Styles caught Butch to do a 2 count spot, which I thought was freaking awesome to see. It looked a bit messy at the time, but he still, like, they transitioned it well, still made it work. You had AJ go to throw Grayson and Santo back off the top turnbuckles as well, but Santo slipped out. So Butch has now decided to try and help join to throw Grayson Wall off, but he's trying to fight him back off himself. And Santos slipping out, goes to the top and does, I'm pretty sure they called it a triple sun flip powerbomb or triple sunset powerbomb. Either way, it was freaking awesome. All three men went down. Even Santos looked really hurt by it. And what was really cool, Santos was like, cool, I'm going to go top rope again for another spot towards Butch. And as he went to do this, Butch went, nope. Uppercut midair. And I was like, damn, that was a crazy spot. Butch decides to do a moonsault towards Grayson Waller on the outside, and then Santos follows that up, diving through the middle rope to get the pair of them. And as they come back in, AJ Styles hits the phenomenal forearm on Santos while he's holding Butch, looking like he's going to do a power drop. And as soon as that forearm hits and AJ looks like he's about to do a pin, Karrion's on the screen. And you see several of the OC members very injured and down and out, which distracts AJ. So AJ goes out the ring, goes to look like he's about to run. Grayson Waller does the thing, tripped up AJ, goes to do a somersault DDT on Butch, but Santos quickly takes that opportunity, throwing Grayson Waller out of the way, and Santos Escobar gets the 1-2-3. I was fine with this. Santos makes sense to me to push Santos, and I feel like Grayson Waller's a bit too early into the main roster to go straight into the US title scene. I also feel like Butch will get his time because he keeps losing. He's losing to Pretty Deadly. He's losing his singles run. I feel like he's going to separate from the Brawling Brute soon and turn heel and potentially go back to Pete Dunne and be that submission bruiserweight style. That's probably me manifesting me wanting that, but at the same time, I can see where that storyline is going. And awesome little segment now, and I really, really want this to come true. You have the Street Profits walking outside, and they're like, "Oh, yo, have you texted him? Is he here yet?" And he said, like, "Yo, he said he'll be here, so we'll be here." A giant limo pulls up, and everyone's like, "Who's gonna be in the limo?" And none other than Bobby Lashley walks out and goes, "You guys ready to talk?" And they're like, "Yeah, man, we'll go in the limo." Could this be Street Profits forming an alliance with Bobby Lashley and potentially making a new Hurt Business? Because I'm all here for that. I think that would be fantastic. Or, you know, you could call it some crazy name like Street Business or Business Profiting. But either way, I think this could be an amazing alignment from them, and I'm so ready for this. We then also get Ray, Cameron Grimes, and Sheamus all giving a promo. That next week, they are the other side of the Fatal 4 Invitational Tournament match. So whoever wins out that will go one-on-one with Santos Escobar to then be the #1 challenger for the US belt. Which I was like, this is all cool. Sheamus's one makes sense. He's like, "Oh, I've had a couple of times to nearly get Austin Theory, but then you've had Pretty Deadly get in the way, and now you're telling me I've got to go through 3 other guys again. Yeah, get them out of my way. I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to get my chance when I get my chance." And I was like, okay, so that's 3 guys that they've said. Who's the 4th contender? LA Knight. Yeah. Walks clean out, and it was awesome to have a crazy pop for him. And as soon as he hits the "let me talk to you," everyone chanted it back at him. And he states he's the company's best decision because when he needs to and when he wants to, no one in that locker room could touch him. And he states that the worst decision in this company is this USA Invitational tournament because LA Knight versus Austin Theory should have happened, and the worst decision is you've added LA Knight into this invitational. So either way, Austin Theory, I'm coming for you. And he was stating, what, like, sooner or later you're going to be calling me champ because whose game is it? And everyone shouted LA Knight, and it was such a good promo. It makes it great that he is now added to this match, and I really want this to be like the winner. Now that I see LA Knight there, I'd love to see a Santos LA Knight final 2, and then LA Knight getting the win because Austin Theory vs LA Knight would be such a great match to watch, and I feel like the promos would be really strong as well from the 2 of them because Austin can definitely do some good promos when he's given that mic time. So after that, we have Bianca Belair walking out for her match because this is now the main event that we are going into, which was awesome to have a women's match be a main event because we haven't had that for a while now. But what was very weird and interesting is as Bianca Belair's music's playing, they show Rhea Ripley's brutality. And I looked at G, I messaged my friends when I watched this, and I was like, did they mean to do that? Is Rhea gonna come out? Like, was Rhea meant to come out and be involved in some way? And she doesn't for the whole match, so it was just like a visual error. Or are they trying to build something up now? Because they've accidentally said Bayley was a part of Judgment Day, thinking it was Rhea. They've now showed her visuals on a different wrestler. Are they trying to play like Rhea's slowly getting in everyone's women's division head? Because if that's what they're doing, it's a unique way of doing it, and I'm here for it. But either way, we go into this match. They quickly change it away, and we have Asuka walk out in a gold makeup style, very close to her WrestleMania look. And what I thought was pretty interesting is the gear was red and gold, and it matched the new gold women's champion belt. So she went very colour coordinated, and it was just a nice little cool detail that I had for Asuka there. As soon as the match starts, it gets very brutal. Asuka goes straight for pulling Bianca's hair down, slamming her down, and a lot of back and forth with this match. Kind of weird. Asuka was going for a lot more submission holds than I would actually thought they were going to go for. They do. Asuka quickly gets her hip tossed over though by Bianca. She was escaping with an arm drag as well. A very quick KOD starts to happen, but Asuka kicks out of this. Very nice missile drop kick that Asuka lands as well. She very much put on the aggression this match. But this is where things start getting very weird and interesting. As soon as the Asuka lock was put on towards Belair did, when she went to try and do her somersault splash, is when Asuka tried to lock it in and get it. As soon as that happened, you quickly see Charlotte Flair hop over because Bayley and Io Sky have hopped over. The reason Io and Bayley have hopped over is because obviously Io has the briefcase and she's about to go try and cash that in. And you quickly see Charlotte being like, nope, not having that. She quickly boots Bayley out the way, but Bianca's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make them not cash in on you so you've got that chance. She's like, I don't care. You're getting involved in, like, backstage. Like, you said stay away. Like, you want me to win. What are you doing? To Io quickly takes Charlotte, smacks her into the ring post. Bayley quickly gets the energy to pop back up because Io's like, come on, come on. Bianca Belair is trying to focus on the match again. And then in those quick moments of Bayley going to look like she's about to cash in for Asuka. Oh no, I missed a bit there, sorry. Basically, Io's like baiting Bianca Belair there, and Charlotte's got back up from when she was smacked in the ring post and looks a bit frustrated. She goes for a spear, not realising Io's put the briefcase where Io was originally standing. So Io's just moved the briefcase and Charlotte has landed straight into Bianca Belair. So them two are now out, meaning Io's got the perfect opportunity to cash in. She's arguing with the ref, let me cash in, let me cash in, let me cash in. And Bayley's trying to do it for her, being like, look, cash it in for her. And Io goes to go to the top rope to obviously do her 450. And in that moment of Bayley trying to finalise it getting cashed in, Asuka pops back up, blue mist sprayed, and Asuka quickly walks away from the match because it was a DQ finish from Charlotte hitting Bianca Belair, and Asuka still gets to walk away with the belt. So all in all, I think a perfect SmackDown episode, a lot of tension, a lot of storylines, great promos, and great progression of story. And I'm really liking how the women's division is now really shaping around Asuka has permanent threats around her. So that has been my thoughts and that has been my thoughts and reviews of SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought. And if you guys want another Fatal 4-Way match that you could book differently, tell me in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye.